Okay, so let's go a little bit back to your book. And
Oh,
when somebody does want to write a book or start being a speaker, I know Corey Poyer's program is phenomenal for people
it
to
is.
join to do that. Do you like that's like the cream of it all? What advice would you have for somebody who's not quite there yet, but they just know there's a book or a speech inside of them that they want to release, even if it's just to their friends, but they know it's inside of them? How would they get started?
That's a really good question too. So baby steps. So I actually reference the old film. I love Drew Barrymore and it's E.T. So I always say one Reese's piece at a time. Because often people, even when they have an idea about a story and they have a book inside of them, they know they want to write, but they get overwhelmed. And overwhelm actually comes from looking too far ahead. So that's why I always say one Reese's piece at a time. So whether you're comfortable with typing up or taking a note, I'm old school, so I actually would write, notes in a journal, and I still do. So whatever is comfortable for you, just get some of, I call it Dumbledore. So those that have watched Harry Potter, there's a scene where Professor Dumbledore literally takes a wand to his head and he pulls his memories and puts it into the fountain. So that's why I always tell my clients that if you want to Dumbledore it, get it out of your head, because as soon as you get it out of your head, things will actually flow better. We can actually create mental clutter for ourselves. And that's when we have too many thoughts that are swirling around there, and it actually impacts focus and it has a ripple effect on different areas of our life. So if you Dumbledore it, just take some of the thoughts, and it doesn't matter what it is, just take some of the thoughts and write it down or type it up, or even put it in your phone on the notepad. Just start that way. And if you're spiritual, I recommend that you can either mentally or verbally connect with your spiritual guidance team. I personally believe every person has a spiritual guidance team, and you can ask your team to assist with your process, including with the writing process. So, what they will do is they will actually come forward and they will help you with the whole writing journey. So the first step is literally taking a step and not thinking about 10, 20, or 30 steps ahead. The first step is just literally start putting the ideas down and then see where it goes.
That's what I do. I journal.
Awesome.
I have notebooks everywhere, and I'm gonna now this could be like 5 books. I just have to sort it out. But I found with mental clutter that's such a good thing because I was struggling. I would have these great ideas. I'd go on a walk. I'd have amazing ideas. I'd come home. I would think I would remember them, go to write them down, and maybe 2 out of 50 ideas would come out. And so
Yes.
I found I was losing a lot of my ideas. And so because there's something about being outside walking to me that
Yes.
generates ideas, and I like to do it when it was dark out. I mean where I am is pretty safe, but it's
Yes.
like so I'm like I can do that. Some people can't do that, but I could do that.
You're great.
And then I was when I had COVID, that was something because I couldn't even look at a phone, but I could do nothing. So then I know I'm old tech here. Um, I decided I was trying to message my daughter or something. I can't even remember. And I'm like, wait a sec, there's a mic here. I don't know how it'll work. And that's actually when I realized I could talk into these devices and it would type it out
Mhm.
for me. And so I was out on a walk and I'm like, I'm going to do that. And I don't like to just record because I'll never re-listen to them. So I'm like, I need it in writing. So I hit Google Documents
Nice.
and then I started walking and just talking into the phone into Google Documents. You said there's another one people can do it for, but I just use the documents.
Yeah.
And then I asked myself a question, and it was something simple like, what keeps you stuck?
Hmm.
And you would think, oh, you'd come up with 20, 30 ideas. I came home and I had like over 300
Wow.
ideas of what could keep you stuck. And I'm like, well, I had to be repeating myself. And you're
Yes.
not, and you're not. And it's so interesting that you talked about that because when I told you at the beginning, we might not have been recording yet, that I was going to pop 2 questions on you. And one of the questions was, what's your views on automatic writing? And that's exactly what you're talking about. So you
Yes.
answered the question before I even asked it.
Oh, that's awesome. I
Because
love it.
I'll reread it. I'll reread
Yes.
what I wrote sitting here, and I'll
Hmm.
read like the conscious mind writing.
Yes.
And I will look at what I wrote while I was out on a walk when I read the Google document. And it's not even the same person writing it.
Yes.
And I remember Wayne Dyer, he'd always say, oh, I don't write my books. They're written through me. And
Yes.
I'm like, how is that possible? And then in the last few months, I figured it out. And it's shocking what is in our brain waiting to come out. So I love that you were talking about calling on, whether it be a higher power, spirit, universe, you can call it whatever you want,
Yes.
but there's something bigger inside of you.
Yes. I love it. And if for any of your viewers and listeners that have watched the movie, it is an animated movie, but so powerful. Whoever the writers are, oh my gosh, they are amazing. And the movie is called Soul, Soul. And it is an amazing, amazing movie. There is a part in there, and any of your viewers and listeners, if they are artists, they totally will know and resonate with this whole scene in Soul, where they talk about it doesn't matter if you're a musician, a dancer, a painter, it doesn't matter, a writer, especially artists, they know there is this moment where you literally are in the zone, and you're in the zone, and it's whether it's channeled writing or it's also channel dancing, whatever it is, you're literally in another plane. It feels like you're in another plane. And in these moments is when the magic happens. And I loved how Soul captured that and shared that. And to get back with what you shared, Yvonne, so automatic writing is also known as channeled writing. And it is literally like you said, Yvonne, it is inspiration, guidance coming from exactly like you said, whoever you want to name it and call it. And they literally assist with whatever it is that you're creating. That's why there's so many authors out there that will, just like Wayne Dyer said, they will say that they have written a book and they don't even know how they wrote what they did. They don't remember it. That is a true story, because when you are in the zone, you are literally, it's a blending, it's a mesh of the divine and yourself. And so when that happens, often memory recall does not happen because it is a mesh of the two. So you're literally having this inspired action, this creativity, which turns into beautiful works of art, whether it's a book, a song, whatever, dance, whatever it is. So a lot of artists reference this and talk about it. So really cool that you brought that up, Yvonne.
Well, I find it interesting too, because when I am, like, say, even reading what I write, I'm like, damn, I'm smart here. You know,
Yes.
like it's a different level. It's like how like a philosophical almost. And
Yes.
and and I will recall like, oh yeah, yeah, I must have thought of that. That, you know, but it's
Mhm.
so different. And I'm so grateful that I learned how to do it. And
That's
I can't do it sitting in a chair writing, or getting up at 3 in the morning is not an option. It's just not for me. But when I go for
cool.
my walks at night, that's the only, like, that's when it comes to me. And that's when it's silent, it's peaceful. I'm on a sidewalk, you know, like in a neighborhood,
Mhm.
but I don't have to be all the way out in nature. But your brain needs to be kind of like, it just lets go. It's impossible to be
Mhm.
angry or stressed when you're going for a walk and it smells so, like, you have your other senses going, but you're
Yes.
listening. Like, you can't have music, you can't expect to do, I would never come up with anything if I had like my headset on and listening to music or something. Like, there's
Mhm.
times for that, but I find it's the silence in nature where this stuff actually comes through. And then you have to be paying attention, and you have to have your phone ready.
Yes.
Because I
Yes.
was getting really stuck in my head. I'm like, I have all these great ideas and they're in my head, and you can't create them. They have to go from your head to your hand to writing.
Mhm.
I still believe in writing them out with pencil and paper, even though I'm doing it into Google Docs. I have the thoughts and then I can write them out. Um,
Yeah.
and then into action. But if you don't get them from your head to writing down, you have no chance of actually implementing it. So
So true.
that's been my 2025 new learning experience, of things I thought used to think that there's no way, that's impossible. It happens to other people. Like I believed it happened to Wayne Dyer, but it's Wayne Dyer. I didn't believe it could happen to me. So for everybody, it can happen to you. It can.
Yes. Yes, so true, so true. And I just wanted to add to, if it's okay, Yvonne, just what you were asking about, if somebody has a story, has a book that they want to create, want to share. Also, I highly recommend find a guide, a coach, somebody that can assist you with it if you are open to it. Because personally, one of the things that I help people with is I help people with their message. And what I mean by that is some people want to share their message on stage. Maybe they want to do a TEDx talk or they want to do podcasts, whether create a podcast or be on podcasts. Or maybe they want to write a book. And sometimes the message might be a little kind of like the filter, it might be a little fuzzy, it might not be clear. So that's one of my personal biggest passions, is actually helping people really figure out what their message is, make it crystal clear. And then my amazing friend and mentor, Corey Poirier, you can find him anywhere on the land of internet. So he is that speaker guy. So that's what you'll find him as, that speaker guy. He has done so many TEDx talks. He knows what he's talking about. He's also one of the most humble people I've ever met in my life. And his business is Blue Talks. So it's lowercase b, capital Lu Talks, Blue Talks. And he actually helps guide people who have their message, they're ready to share it with the world. And whether they want to write a book or they want to be on a TEDx talk, he helps guide people for the different opportunities that are out there. And he helps teach people how to do a talk, for example. So there are people out there that can assist you with different parts of your journey. It's just, first of all, are you willing to be open to receive the training and the learning from other people, and to then be willing to go find those people.
And I think because Corey does the boot camp, how many times? 3 times a year? 3 times?
2 times a year.
2
February
times a year.
and October.
Oh, okay. 2 times a
Yes.
year. So people should get on his email list, because he does the 3-day events, and that's actually where you and I met. And
yes, and they're free, by the way.
They're a free event, and it's amazing. What he offers is amazing, and it can really let those little Reese's pieces go in the right direction. I like what you said about message, and you said you help people find their message. And I think that's what happens. I know my brain gets really full, like most people's. I'd say I have a normal brain. It just gets filled up with all different ideas, and we don't focus just on what. And I think we end up doing a very broad message.
Yes.
And I know for my community, which is what this interview is for, I know that my specialty going through the divorce was certain paperwork, because every province, every state, everybody is different. But I was complimented by the courts and by the lawyers on how well I did my full disclosure. And I'm like, well, I mean, if the court likes it and the lawyers like it, then that's something that I can go for. And I was wondering, like, do I want to go back into the negative? But it's not. It's you learned this, and it's pulling people out of the negative. It's not you going back into the negative. But it's like, you know what? I can save you 3 years of pondering, because you don't want to face this and court delays and just do it. And it does not mean you will not. I was on my living room floor kicking and screaming. I was so angry doing division of assets, because most of it was my stuff, and I have to give half, and we have to have a bit of sympathy for the other party when they have to give up half. But get all that emotion out of you, and then you go to court saying, okay, this is a business transaction. And it took me a while, because it's like, well, I could help them with this or help them with that. And then I realized, starting this community, but there's other people who can do the other stuff so much better than me. even though I
Yeah.
got through it and I know
Yeah.
how, but what do I focus on? And I think
Yeah.
that's something people forget is one thing at a time, baby steps. Your path is not going to be straight. I have a very crooked path. It's just a windy road.
With you. Yeah.
And that's okay. We don't need a straight line.
No.
Straight lines are pretty boring. Have you ever driven from, like through Saskatchewan versus, Ontario or
Yes.
or through the
Or
mountains?
BC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like woo.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly.
it's like, okay, the cows are nice, I guess, on going through the wheat fields, but it's just different. And a windy path is you'll just experience more. That's where you pick up the wisdom and the experiences on that winding path. The mistakes, the heartaches, the veers, the pivots. That's how we got so smart in our 50s, where we didn't have that in our youth.
That's right.
So we'll just all embrace the craziness of the path. But I really found with the messaging, that's obviously not what my book's about. That'll be what my coaching is about.
Yes.
But sometimes we have skills, like you said, with management. You don't want to waste it, but how can you apply it to help other people not go through what you went through? Because
Exactly.
we're going to have temper tantrums when we're going through a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have big temper tantrums. We're going to have blame. We're going to have guilt. We're going to have it all. And it's all okay. And in the end, it's a business transaction. And when you get past all the other stuff, life goes so much better. But we have to go through it. And going through it with somebody else is easier than by yourself.
Yes.
And also going through things like writing. It doesn't matter if it's writing, coaching, divorce, past life regression. People who have never been there, those aren't your people to hold your hand going through.
No.
And that's what people don't realize. It's like my family could give me wonderful advice for somebody else, like just leave. Like they thought it was incredible. Oh, just leave. Oh, just quit your job, or whatever. Like the reality is so different. And when I stepped back and realized, well, that is their reality. That's someone else's reality. So I needed to find people who had a reality similar to me. And when you go through a high conflict divorce that lasts 4 years, somebody in a happy marriage is not helpful. And in fact, they poke. They don't mean to poke, but they poke. And we don't like to be poked. And what do poked people do? They contract.
Right.
And then they feel bad. And, it's a cycle. We're all about cycles today. So I just found that it was super interesting that if you want to write a book, you find the people who know what they're doing. You want to go through a high conflict divorce, you find the people that know what they're doing. You want to, you need to help your parents because, let's face it, so many people, they're not even that old now, have dementia. You gotta talk with somebody who's been there, because, I remember someone telling me when my kids were little, like, well, I don't understand why you don't follow through with the discipline. And I'm like, because I haven't slept in 4 years and you sleep 8 hours a night. My brain capacity is just the next 2 minutes.
Yes.
I'm tired. And that's what I found with a lot of things was people who haven't been there just don't know. And if I want to write a book and I have all my notes, sometimes you're right. It's just actually having the notes is huge.
It is.
And then there's people out there, once you have the notes, that can help you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm going to pop the next question. What is the biggest takeaway you hope listeners get from you?
Another powerful question. So the biggest takeaway is to really embrace who you are. Embrace who you are and not have anything or anybody tell you that you can't be you. And I actually have a tattoo on my wrist here. It says, be true to you. So as a daily reminder, so really be true to yourself. And that is what I would like the biggest takeaway from today because I spent most of my life not being true to myself. I was too busy listening to everything and everybody around me telling me who I should be. And now that's not the song that I sing.
Wow. And that's so true. I think for everybody, we all have family, we all have people around us who think they know better than we do. And it stops us from listening to ourselves. And I know I had to take that to heart where you are like, okay, I love you, but I need a little more space. Like, especially with family who sees you as you were as
Yes.
it's like,
Yes.
how do you know who I am when you haven't even lived in the same city as me for 35 years? But they think they know. But then I'm
Yeah.
doing the same thing to them. So we do it. It's nature. And so I love that you
Yeah.
said that we have to just really remember who we are and not to let anyone tell you you can't do that or you can't be you. Because
Thank you.
we do it too. We have to remind ourselves not to do it and to be ourselves.
Very, very true. Because honestly, if everybody embraced who they really were, our whole world would be different. If everybody was honest with themselves and really embraced who they are, this planet would be completely different.
It sure would be.
Yeah.
You'd have to call it Planet Heart or something instead of Planet
Yes.
Earth. We'll have to rearrange the letters.
That's right. That's right. That's why my personal goal is actually to make the world a brighter and better place. So any way that I can do it, that's what I work on every single day. And also I personally believe if every single person wanted to make a difference in their own lives and other people's lives, the planet also would be different.
It starts with you and
It
inside of
does.
you. Yes, it does.
Exactly.
That kind of answers the next question. You're like answering before I ask, and that's what you want to be remembered for, and that's probably just leaving the world a better place.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have most of the questions answered.
Okay, awesome.
So we'll do our top 5. Okay. So everybody I interview, I ask top 5 favorite things so I can create lists for in the community. So
Oh, cool.
we're going to hit you off on it. Your favorite recipe?
Oh, I picked it up for Canadians. I picked it up from Save On Foods years ago. And it's now I'm a vegetarian, but the recipe was called pub style beef. So now I make it vegetarian style. So it's literally like a stir fry, peppers, onions in with tomato soup. It may sound weird, but it's amazing. Tomato soup sprinkled so lovingly on mashed potatoes. And I make garlic mashed potatoes.
Well, I'll be, and we're collecting recipes if you want to share.
Okay. Sounds good.
With the amounts of each to use, but yours sounds like it's kind of a you throw in what looks good, what feels right.
That's right. Yeah, because in the original recipe they had pineapple too, but my family does not like
Yeah,
pineapple it mixed in with it.
right. But we're all about modification.
That's right. That's right.
And your favorite book and author?
Oh, such a good one. Oh, tough one. The Secret. The Secret, I would actually have to say it is one, and right up there at the same level. It's a tie. Is also Many Lives, Many Masters by Dr. Brian Weiss.
Ah, okay. So
Yes.
I'll post those on my favorites
Oh,
list.
okay, awesome.
Your favorite artist and song? The one that makes you go when you're struggling to go.
Oh, okay, awesome. So I actually have a playlist that I actually called based on this song because it is my go-to song. So I actually tell people to create their high vibe list. Their go-to playlist is going to get them back into a high vibration. So it's Demi Lovato, and it's Confident.
Okay, I know which song. She's got a good video with it.
Yes, yeah, I love that. That's my go-to song.
Ah, awesome. Yeah, I call it my empowerment playlist.
Oh, nice.
So I'm
Oh,
just
that's awesome.
adding to it.
Excellent.
So I'll post it as public. My
Yeah.
daughter has to do that. She knows how to do that.
Perfect.
I'm doing
Yeah.
good to pick the songs and put them on my playlist to know where the button hits to listen.
Oh, that's good.
And your favorite movie? I know you mentioned Soul, but that might not be your favorite, but your favorite movie or show.
Oh, so many too. Okay, so favorite movie all time is a tie. So what a lot of people don't know is I have a miniature museum in my house. So I have a Titanic museum, basically. So I have been collecting pieces since I was little. It was actually the very first book I ever read as a child was A Night to Remember. And I know it may sound strange, but I'm kind of like borderline obsessed with Titanic. So I have a lot of things with Titanic. So Titanic with Leo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet is actually one of my favorite all-time 3+ hour movie. And for a TV show, still one of my favorites is good old Tom Ellis. And he always says his line in Lucifer. I love Lucifer. And he always says, "What is it that you truly desire?" There's a lot of shows I love, but I
Yeah.
love Tom Ellis in that.
Oh, okay. I'll put that in our list.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. And your favorite place to visit that's on a map as opposed to a restaurant or something.
Oh, for sure. So I am a true Sagittarius, so I love to travel, but I have been to one place in the world so many times and it never gets dull or boring for me, and that is Las Vegas.
Las Vegas girl.
Oh, I love it. I love the just the buzz, the energy of the nightlife, and there's always so many things to do in Vegas. So I actually get what's called a Go Pass. So for your viewers and listeners, if you are a travel bug, if you have a travel bug like me, highly recommend look into Go Pass, GOPASS. And it actually is for locations all over the world, but there is a majority for the States. And literally, you can pick 3 and 5 days with this Go Pass, and you get to do a whole bunch of different activities. You pay one price, and you literally have this app, and it saves you oodles and boodles, not only of time, but money. And you get to do all these different activities. You also get food and drinks, and you also get travel. So, whether it's Subway, whatever it is. So, and it comes all together in a package. So, I always recommend get the Go Pass that it has been my go-to. I always
Mhm.
get it before I go on a trip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That could be somebody's best advice there.
Yeah, and they exact and they even have like Paris, like they have different locations in the world.
So highly recommended. Get a gold pass.
Yeah.
And what is your life motto or your favorite quote?
So it's a personal quote that I actually have on my email signature. It all starts from within.
So it's very fitting
Thank you.
because that's where it starts.
That's what I personally believe. It always starts from within.
It always does. If
Yeah.
anyone, that's another good piece of advice for anybody. It all starts from within. If you're looking at the external,
No.
you're not going to get very fast. And your inner child's in. It's in. So I love
That's,
that. I will put
oh,
that.
thank you.
I will definitely put that with you getting credit for it
Oh, thank you.
when I
Thank
post our stuff.
Oh, awesome. Well,
Okay.
thank you so much.
Did you have any final words for us?
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Yvonne, for interviewing me today and having me on your show. It has been an absolute pleasure, and I have really enjoyed our conversation. And also for your amazing viewers and listeners, thank you so much for listening to our chat today. It has been an amazing experience. And if you feel the nudge, or if there's something I shared and you would love to personally connect with me, feel free to email me at info@jenniferdawn.net. And my website is www.jenniferdawn.net. And I can be found all over the land of social media. So I'm on almost every social media platform that is out there. So you can definitely find me. Most of the platforms, I'm Jennifer Dawn Medium. So just to let you know.
Okay, and I will post links as well with
Okay,
with the
awesome.
interview. Mhm.
Awesome, thank you.